last year. We'll have more on how they're tightening their protocols after the festival.
Also, what we're learning tonight about the search for missing 7-month-old baby boy from Cabazon, Emmanuel Haro. We'll have the latest coming up.
And we're tracking several weather advisories as temperatures heat up later on this week. Well, more on that full forecast coming up. NBC Palm Springs at 5 starts right now.
Now, this is NBC Palm Springs.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Olivia Sandusky.
I'm Mark Mester. We start tonight following an 8-month investigation involving that motorcycle crash during the Palm Springs Festival of Lights Parade. The police department releasing its report on the incident. That's tonight's top story. As we all know, that crash left 12 people injured, and now new regulations are in place to make sure what happened that night doesn't happen again. Tonight, our Brett Rosen is live in studio with more on what Palm Springs PD officials are saying tonight. Brett?
Mark, the Palm Springs Police Department told me that part of the reason why this review took over 8 months was because of the continued investigation that was led by California Highway Patrol. PSPD saying the reason CHP conducted the investigation is because they did not want a conflict of interest due to the nature of the incident, including one of their officers. I reached out to CHP earlier today, and they told me that the investigation has been completed and is now sent to the district attorney's office to see if they will file charges, which the DA's office told us in a statement that they are still overlooking the investigation. The Palm Springs Police Department says one of the key factors in this review was making sure that supervisors know the number of officers they are responsible for during events.
Some of the things that were brought up during this administrative review was span of control, is basically how many people supervisors are responsible for. The other thing, too, is kind of that mission drift that I talked about, is what is your particular role in this incident? And then how do we find ourselves in this situation? For example, the traffic unit was there for traffic control, and what this evolved into was part of entertainment for the event.
Other key points in this review were new safety protocols like event safety measures and operational changes. Now, our Fred Rogan spoke with Police Chief Andy Mills earlier today. Here's a portion of that interview.
Something like this should never happen again. We recognize that our management team, including me, have to make sure that there's complete command and control of those events. Our supervisor to employee ratio was way out of whack, and one guy was managing too many people, and others who were there weren't doing enough.
Now you can watch that full interview tonight at 6:30 on The Rogan Report. Live in studio, I'm Brett Rosen, NBC Palm Springs.
Brett, thank you. Turning around the region tonight, where the search continues for a missing Cabazon baby. 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro was last seen on Thursday. Now, according to the LA Times, an attorney representing the father of the missing boy says the parents are cooperating with law enforcement despite claims from investigators that they cut off communication. Authorities, on the other hand, haven't ruled out foul play given inconsistencies found from the mother's initial statement. The mother, Rebecca Haro, says Emmanuel was with her until she was attacked in a parking lot, and when she regained consciousness, she found the boy was missing. San Bernardino County sheriffs have confirmed a search is actively ongoing, fueled by search warrants and canine assistance at the parents' home in Cabazon. Additionally, the sheriff's office noting a large amount of surveillance footage has been obtained, and that is currently under review tonight.
California Republicans are asking the state Supreme Court to pause a redistricting push by Democrats. Dillon Law Group, Inc. and state GOP lawmakers filed an emergency petition today, claiming the state legislature is violating California's Constitution by pushing through a number of bills that will place new proposed congressional district maps on the ballot for a November 4th special election. Republicans are asking the court to pause activity in the matter until mid-September because the state constitution requires new legislation to have a 30-day review period before lawmakers can act on it.
The legislature considered a package of legislation proposed by the governor that was published for the first time yesterday morning, and yet the same day, the legislature acted upon that legislation and pushed it to committees. This is a flagrant violation of the people's rights under the Constitution of California. Rights that were instituted by the people on their legislature to restrain it. Of
course, this comes as a response to California Governor Gavin Newsom's retaliation offsetting a Texas gerrymander and giving California 5 more blue seats in the House of Representatives.
We have some good news out of Cabazon today that we can provide an update to. On August 14th of last year, Animal Services teamed up with the Riverside County Sheriff's Rural Crime Team to conduct a search warrant at a property. This is in the Cabazon area. Officials there uncovered several underweight horses and other animals deprived of water out in the intense heat. Well, they brought them into safety, and less than a month later, Deputy Weston Hubbard officially adopted one of the horses and named him Maverick, and then trained him for 9 months. Almost 1 year after Maverick's rescue, the horse is now a member of the Riverside County Sheriff's Mounted Enforcement Detail and in good care now serving their community. So a very good update to that situation there. Live look from our Agua Caliente casino camera out in Rancho Mirage. Some blue skies out there. I'm feeling not too bad today, Chloe, but I know a change is on the way and possibly a little rain for our mountain areas.
Possibly rain in the forecast. Possibly maybe 90s next Tuesday.
All right.
I hope I don't jinx it, but it's in the forecast right now. But yes, we haven't talked about rain in a while. We are forecasting that Friday through the weekend, but along with that is going to be some hot conditions. Today, we're slightly above average, 110 degrees. Currently, right now at the airport in downtown Palm Springs, those winds 17 miles per hour at this hour from the northwest direction. Onshore flow with us for the wind corridor there, 23 mile per hour wind gusts for Palm Springs. So winds really not an issue for us too much this week. We are tracking, though, as Olivia mentioned, we're tracking some rain in the forecast later on the week and those hot conditions. Heading into our Wednesday, we're going to continue to climb with those temperatures now till the end of the work week. Thursday and Friday looking to be the hottest days of the week, so keep that in mind with your Thursday and Friday plans. All of this due to this ridge of high pressure center right now still well to the east of us, right around the Four Corners. It's going to continue to expand closer to the desert southwest, closer to California over the course of this week. The center of that system also pushing its way west, and that's what's going to usher in not only those hotter conditions but also that monsoonal moisture that's going to bring us a chance of thunderstorms starting on Thursday. Not likely Thursday, but chances start on Thursday more so as we get into our Friday and Saturday. So we talked about mountains getting a little bit of rain, even a little bit of rain possible for North Palm Springs for our Saturday. More on that later in that full forecast. I want to mention we are tracking a couple weather advisories with that warm up. So extreme heat warning Wednesday through Friday. We were talking about animals just moments ago not having water. You do not want them out in these conditions, as well as yourself in the peak hours. Here's a look at your Comfort Air 3-day forecast. We'll continue to build this week. Like I said, chance of rain on the way for the weekend. We'll break down more you can expect in that full forecast coming up.
All right, Chloe, thank you for that. More local news this evening. The Coachella Animal Network is hosting an adoption event and affordable pet clinic at Fantasy Springs Resort Casino. It's tomorrow, 10 in the morning until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This clinic will offer vaccines, microchips, and pet licenses. No appointment is needed. A spay and neuter clinic for cats is also available. That's by appointment, with limited standby slots starting at 7:30 in the morning. The adoption event will feature available dogs and cats. All adoption fees are waived. For details on fees, services, or to book a spay and neuter appointment, you can visit CoachellaAnimalNetwork.org.
The Desert Recreation District has partnered with the Coachella Valley Association of Governments to maintain the CV Link. This agreement tasks recreation employees with keeping the 40-mile pathway clean and safe for pedestrians, cyclists, and low-speed vehicles like golf carts. This deal was announced last week, and it officially went into effect on Monday.
With a new school year comes a need for new school supplies. Thanks to the Walter Clark Legal Group, students can get the much-needed supplies that they need for free. The Legal Group recently donated 1,500 backpacks to the Coachella Valley Unified School District. The district's going to be handing them out tonight over at Desert Mirage High School. The event starts at 6 o'clock. According to the district, the giveaway is open to the public. It's a drive-through event. It's off of Avenue 66.
Martha's Village and Kitchen is hosting its first ever Halloween-themed 5K and 10K race in Palm Springs. The Spooktacular run kicks off at 8 a.m. It's October 11th at Ruth Hardy Park. Families can enjoy some prizes, vendors, music, and plenty of photo ops. Costumes are encouraged. All proceeds will benefit the Palm Springs Navigation Center, which supports people experiencing homelessness in the region. To register, you can find a link on our newsroom tab. That's NBCPalmSprings.com.
All right, coming up next tonight, a nasal spray flu vaccine has been approved by the FDA for safe use at home. We have the details coming up.
Plus, high school flag football going head-to-head with neighboring schools on Mondays across the valley. Tim O'Brien will bring us the latest in sports, so stay with us.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more. Committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 5.
Welcome back. For the first time this flu season, many Americans will have the option to give themselves the flu vaccine through a nasal spray.
Flu Mist is now approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration for use at home. It can also be ordered online. Andy Gaither tonight has more on how this new vaccine works.
It's the only nasal spray flu vaccine in the U.S. FDA approved for use at home. Flu Mist Home can be self-administered by adults under 50 and can be given to children as young as 2.
It's delivered with cold packs in a cold chain shipping model, and actually one of the great steps is when you receive your dose, there's a temperature tag that gets scanned to ensure that it stayed in the right temperature throughout the entire shipping process and that it's safe and ready to use.
The vaccine nasal spray is now available for home delivery in 34 states. It can be ordered online after a brief medical screening questionnaire, which will be reviewed by a licensed healthcare provider before the vaccine is prescribed. It's covered by most commercial insurance companies with a fee of $8.99 for shipping and handling.
It's quite easy to administer. All they do is take it out of its packaging, put it into one nostril, spray the device, remove a clip from the middle, and then spray it into the other nostril.
Last flu season was unusually severe. Preliminary estimates from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention suggest that between October 2024 and May 2025, there were up to 82 million illnesses, 1.3 million hospitalizations, and 130,000 deaths from flu. At the same time, the CDC says less than half of kids and adults in the U.S. had gotten an annual flu vaccine.
Knowing that they can bring Flu Mist home right into their home and vaccinate on their schedule, the time they want, no waiting in line, makes it very manageable.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And to some news across the country tonight, the Department of Justice is set to begin sharing Epstein files with Congress. The department saying it will begin providing documents relating to the Jeffrey Epstein investigation starting on Friday. This all comes after a subpoena was issued this month, commanding the Attorney General to produce documents related to Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell, his accomplice. The subpoena had set a deadline for Tuesday for the department to produce those records. Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell charged with sex trafficking and other crimes in 2019 and 2020. Maxwell was convicted in 2021 and is serving a 20-year sentence in federal prison. Epstein was found dead in his jail cell in 2019 while awaiting trial.
There's a development for Ozempic users tonight. The pharmaceutical company behind the drug, Novo Nordisk, is offering the drug for $499 a month to cash-paying patients. That's less than half the cost of what patients normally pay monthly. This comes as the drug makers in this country are facing political pressure to lower drug costs. The cash pay offer will expand access to eligible type 2 diabetes patients who don't have insurance coverage for the weekly injections. In March, Novo Nordisk began offering Ozempic's weight loss counterpart, Wegovy, for half of its price, also to cash-paying Americans.
The prices of homes in the U.S. dropped slightly last month. That's according to Redfin's Home Price Index, which reported prices dropping by 0.1%. Redfin said that on a year-over-year basis, prices only grew by 2.9%, and that's the lowest rate we've seen since 2012. They say it's due to the number of homes for sale rebounding to pre-pandemic levels, while homebuyers in the market dropped to the lowest level in more than a decade. Additionally, Redfin's saying that many would-be homebuyers are reluctant to move because prices are still near record highs, mortgage rates remain elevated, and economic uncertainty persists.
Giving you a live look tonight from our Indian Wells Golf Resort camera, Chloe Carlson standing by for a look at the middle of the week forecast. Those details when we come right back.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more. NBC Palm Springs News. Even astronauts tune in for their news fix. When it comes to top stories.
And happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome back. Right now, we're taking a live look at the Walter Clark Highway 11 cam in Rancho Mirage. Mostly clear blue skies out there today. We had a few wispy clouds out there, kind of looking like a little painting there in our sky this evening. I know we're talking about those hot conditions, so I thought I'd bring some good news about the holidays that are coming up. We are officially just less than 2 weeks away from Labor Day, and if these hot conditions, if you're ready for the new season for fall, right around a month away, so that is right around the corner. I know we were talking about the Coachella Valley. I know costumes are already out on display at some of the stores, so if you want to start early, 73 days away from Halloween. So I guess get them on sale now or for a good price. And we are losing an hour of sunlight. We are 75 days away from that. We got a while for November 2nd. Today's high 110 degrees, which it is 110 outside right now at this hour. I guess actually 111 for Palm Springs, 104 in Desert Hot Springs there on the other side of the 10. Those overnights now getting a little bit warmer. We were in the 70s for some of our Coachella Valley cities last night. We'll be in the low 80s, mid 80s this evening. So not a lot of relief in those overnight hours. As far as relative humidity, we talked about storm chances as we get into the weekend. Well, with that, more surface moisture as well. So we are having those relative humidity numbers rise along with those hot conditions. Unfortunately, on Friday, it's going to feel pretty muggy out there as well. So for Wednesday, more of the same, just slightly warmer temperatures. Friday, we'll see that center of high pressure system expanding and moving closer to Southern California. So those chances of rain kind of spike up as we get into our Friday, staying around our mountain communities for our Friday. Saturday, here's a look at the southwest. You can see a lot of that moisture moving in from the south there. So chances actually coming into the Coachella Valley. Very light rain, if anything at all, for North Coachella Valley. But worth mentioning, we might get a little bit of rain, less than a quarter of an inch for our mountain communities. That's on the way for the weekend. And those chances continue through the rest of the weekend to early next week. Here's a look at your Comfort Air 7-day forecast. Hot conditions above 110 degrees for the rest of the work week. We are back to seasonal by the weekend.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is the NBC Palm Springs Sports Desk with Tim O'Brien. Brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
Oh, welcome back. This season, tackle isn't the only style of football on the gridiron at the high school level. Flag football will kick the week off now on Mondays. Caitlin Kelly has more from Shadow Hills.
Monday night under the lights, Shadow Hills took the field with one goal: to prove once again why they're the top flag football team in the Coachella Valley. Leading the charge, senior captain and reigning league MVP Zitlali Fregoso, the heart and soul of the Knights. But building a program this good takes more than just one star. Quarterback Vanessa Monaco has been nearly flawless, posting a staggering passer rate of 151, giving the Knights a dangerous 1-2 punch on offense.
Now we back on the roll, headed back. We have a lot of weapons all over. So once it starts to go in, you can't stop it. These girls have a lot of fans out here. They invite a lot of people. It's a lot of family and local support. So yes, I'm very happy to be part of this program.
We have a great support system here, and that the Valley just wants to see a good game from us, the desert showing out. You know, we just want to take it to the next level.
Don't waste a minute.
Well, just down the road from Shadow Hills, the Rajas took on the La Quinta Blackhawks. Not a whole lot of offense going for either team, but it was Indio who edged out La Quinta 6-0 for the shutout win with a nice grab here. You'll see in a moment from Evelyn Gonzalez. A little quick grab, turns onto the inside, puts the ball over the line for the score. The Rajas remain unbeaten in the Desert Empire League and on the season. Now, the Friday Night Lights begin a day earlier this week. Rancho Mirage will host the first game Thursday night at 7:30. We'll have all the flag coverage this season as well. It can all be found on our website at NBCPalmSprings.com. Well, that'll do it in sports. I'm Tim O'Brien.
Fans of 80s nostalgia have a lot to look forward to. Also, horror movies get a new four-legged star. Here's David Daniel.
Being bad feels pretty good. The Breakfast Club is back for another session of detention. The beloved teen movie returns to theaters for its 40th anniversary. The Brat Pack classic can be seen on big screens across the U.S. September 7th and 10th.
Now, relive the magic like never before.
Experience Dirty Dancing in a new way. The 80s film is now touring as a live experience, including a band and vocalists performing songs from the popular soundtrack. Dirty Dancing in Concert will visit more than 100 cities across North America and Europe in 2026. Horror has a new canine star. This is your first look at Good Boy, a thriller following a dog who experiences a slew of haunting events at a creepy old house. The spooky flick arrives in theaters October 3rd. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
And another entertainment news, streaming services continue to surpass cable. Nielsen data finds streamers took a record high share of viewing in July for the 6th straight month. Streaming taking up more than double the TV use that cable did last month. YouTube, Netflix, and Disney were the most viewed streamers. The top streaming titles in July were Squid Game, Love Island USA, and Blind Spot. We'll be right back.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more. NBC Palm Springs News. Even astronauts tune in for their news fix. When it comes to top stories,
All right, finally tonight, you were looking at a massive 113-year-old church that is on the move in Sweden tonight. This is Kiruna Church, weighs hundreds of tons. It's on the move of a little more than 3 miles to a location in the new city center of Kiruna. Church's journey started this morning. It's expected to take 2 days. It's a neo-Gothic style church being carried by a vehicle with 224 tires. It's moving at a speed of less than half a mile per hour. Guess there's a human wall of 40 people to protect it. We'll check in on the journey as it continues. See you at 6.